Warning, this video contains an amateur plumber who is also gas safe registered. Right, this Vaillant is misbehaving. Condensate's leaking from 2 spots. Anyway, that's not the problem. The problem is the display board is just shutting off apparently to nothing. After 10 seconds apparently, so let's wait and see. The long ass 10 seconds. Yeah. Gone. How strange. Come on. Everything's cold. An old stain of some sort. Let's get this panel off and see what's going on. This is probably going to be a new board. I'm guessing one of the conductors received it. What are they called? Resistor? One of them things has probably gone tired and failed or whatever. So when it gets to that part of the board, it's just stripping itself off. It's not blowing any fuse or anything, but I'm going to get the multimeter anyway and just see what's going on with the power. And I'm going to get the hairdryer and I'm going to try and warm it up to see if I can get this customer heating and hot water for the time being. Fingers crossed we can, and I'll just order them a replacement board. Obviously if it works then it's definitely the board, but if it doesn't work then it's still going to be a board. Moment of truth. Pump's kicked in. It has fired. Not sure if that part of the display board has failed. S24. His burner is ignited, so that's good. I'm not getting any movement on this yet though. That's freezing. I don't know what it's actually doing. It's only on low, isn't it? Pipes inside the boiler are warm. Nothing's moving. Why is nothing moving? It went to S27, which is pump over, and then S30, which is no demand, so maybe that's why it didn't move. But let's give it a demand and see what happens. Oh yeah, baby. Definitely a board issue. So I'll just give you a little insight into how we go about quoting for a replacement boiler. And this currently is a holiday let. They've got this main combi 24 in. I don't know how old this is, but they're wanting a replacement. So what I look for, firstly, where the gas meter is and what size the gas pipe is, because that normally is the biggest pain in the ass. So we've got 322 mils up there, flow, return, and that middle one is that gas. Then moving on, we'll take this little box off. Everything's in the bloody way. Right, the box is off, condensate is there, something is leaking in here though, unless that's off the kitchen drainer. Electrics, we're just on a plug, which is fine. Thermostat, I bet, is just integral timer for a minute. External filling loop there. That can be done away with, blow off. And the hot and cold tea in over there, there's not a great deal we could do with that. Right, next question is the flue. This doesn't look like it's going to be up to regs. I'll try and get two hands on this to measure it, but it could possibly be 300 from that door. However, I need to check in the instructions, manufacturer instructions, as to what the distance is from a door on this side. So as you can see on the little video I've just done, the screen recording, you're allowed one 25mm tolerance, which, yes, it is 25mm away from the internal corner, the fabric of the building, so that we can get away with. But then it's supposed to be 300mm away from the door, which it isn't. So we either opt to try and move it over, which we can't, or I'm going to have to put a plume kit on it. Now, a plume kit's not supposed to get over building regs, but it is 300mm away from the door opening, just not on the adjacent wall. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that. But however, for now, I'm going to check where the condensate runs. Because inside that boxing, is it going to come out under the sink? I'm not sure. I can't see it. It must be internal somewhere, because it doesn't come out here. Where the hell does it go? There's a T there, just on the inside. That's where it goes. Internal condensate, that's good. Now we need to be looking how many bathrooms we have, which is only one on this, no shower, just a bath, and 6 radiators. It's only tiny. So yeah, smallest combi boiler, which is 25 kilowatt in the Baxi range, is what I'll be quoting for, and hopefully it'll feature on the channel coming soon. But yeah, that's how I look at quoting for a replacement boiler. We'll discuss thermostat options. It's probably going to need a carbon monoxide alarm if it's not got one already, and what length of warranty they want and what boiler they want, basically. Best bit is, this could have all been a waste of time if I don't get the job. And that's the problem with being self-employed. You have swings and roundabouts. You go out quoting and you might have wasted your fuel and your time and still not get the job. So you've got to be competitively priced, which I am. I think a little bit more expensive than most. There's people that could do it cheaper, but are they going to get as good a job? Not sure. So this is a boiler breakdown we've been asked to come out to. It's giving lukewarm hot water. So we'll give it a try and see what happens. Now, upon trying this boiler, it starts to make a horrendous, like it's asthmatic. Like it's starved of oxygen or gas or something along them lines. It stabilised about 47 degrees, even though it's set to maximum 60. So I'll put our analyzer on and just see what the crack is at first. I'm going to put it in the air integrity side just to see if there's a mixture of oxygen and CO here, and wondering whether that is the reason why it's making the horrible noise and giving poor hot water, as in temperature. So at the minute the O2 is looking sound, it's 20.9, but I'm going to put it into service mode and just monitor what happens here now. Now in a second I'm going to put it in maximum rate and just listen. To me that sounds like a blocked coil in the heat exchanger, but it sounds different on the phone to what it did actually on site. So we'll see what the CO readings are and our ratio. Well, that's in maximum rate and go from there. However, it was horrendously bad, to the point where I had to unplug my analyzer before blowing it up. So at this point now, I'm going to get my manometer on P1 on the gas valve and just see what gas pressures we've got coming in. As you can see now, it's not looking very good. We've got 15.3 millibar at the gas valve. So next protocol for me now is go and check the working pressure at the meter. We should be getting 18.5 millibar. So I'll put my manometer on this end instead, whilst the boiler is still in max rate. This will now tell me whether it's a gas pipe sizing issue or an issue with the incoming supply. Now we're getting 16.3 millibar. Well, that's 2 millibar under what is minimum requirement. So it's looking like this is going to be a job for Cadent. That lead gas pipe ain't going to be helping anyone, but that's a bridge we'll cross when Cadent have sorted out their supply issue, if needed. So for now, we're going to shut off the gas. We're going to have to cap the gas off. The customer's going to have to phone Cadent to get them out to investigate further. But obviously, we've got to make safe, label, and isolate the supply. Because I've disturbed this fitting, I'm going to have to perform a tightness test to make sure we haven't got any leaks on the work I've done. And obviously I'm going to spray LDF on P1 on the gas valve on the boiler. I do all my tightness testing using the TPI products on the TPI View app. Just makes things easier. That's all passed now. Put our gas meter nipple back in. Nipple E. And LDF everything I've touched. Belt and braces. Even the ECV. And then we're going to have to unfortunately go and give the customer the good news. Thanks for watching.